Good afternoon, everybody. This is episode 5 of the Holy Shift Show. I'm Elaine Nieberding. I'm hanging out from Bel Air, Maryland, and I spell that Merryland. We're to have fun together here, going through the... That could have been laughter, too. This show here is to gather folks together for lifting each other, shifting each other, gifting each other with our best wisdom, our best insight, our best expression of our authentic self. We're entrepreneurs, we're moms, we're people just finding our way on Google Plus and social media land. We're all kinds of folks in this together. Anyway, I want to welcome my panelists. We're here to talk for the second time about F words. F words like friends, family. Last time, my good friend Dave Moore was here. I'm so glad to welcome him back. I'm going to just zip on through, briefly showcasing each of my panelists. Dave Moore, wave hello. Where are you hanging out from, Dave?
I'm in East Sussex in England, in Ashdown Forest.
Great.
Winnie the Pooh land.
I'm so happy you're here. And Christine Bowen is here. She's from Maryland, and we're crossing our fingers that her audio is working. Christine?
I believe it's working. Can you hear me?
Hey, we need that applause going again. Excellent.
The drum roll.
We're so glad you could join us. You've had a busy morning with some exciting new things going on. Let me pop on over to my wing woman, Rain Dowell. She's hanging out from way up north. Tell us where you're hanging out from, Rain.
I'm hanging out in Alberta, Canada. And it's actually a beautiful day out today. We've got a little bit of snow on the ground, but the sun is shining and it's absolutely gorgeous. And we've got a couple people in the audience here. Robin Holland is saying, if you pin me, I think Elaine, that'll show on the screen.
It's showing.
Robin Holland is saying Elaine in Maryland. And we've got some people saying hi to each other. So Wake is saying hello to Margarita. So good to have you. Margarita is saying hi to Wake, saying cool to see you here too. So we've got and I think Sally Sue Ember is here, and Dave Pipe is here. Dave is saying sounds like a bit like here at the moment, Elaine. Vodafone sent me a text saying that they were doing some work in the area. No phone coverage and mobile interwebs has dropped to the edge. Marcus Dietrich, Marcus in Brackenheim. I don't know where Brackenheim is, and he's saying, hello, everyone.
Hey. Well, this is great. People,
welcome, everyone.
Flocking on with us.
Yeah.
Before we go any farther, I have another panelist to welcome who's been so patiently sitting by. The host of the Midweek Zap, Ms. Zara Altair. Hi, Zara. Tell us where you're hanging out from.
Hi, I'm in Beaverton, Oregon, and it's pretty cold here today. Yesterday it was cool but beautiful. Today it's cloudy and cold. But I just wanted to comment on, whoa, now it went away, what Vivek said. I love it. It's bellowing. Bellowing. That is just so much Vivek. Anyway, I'm looking forward to having a lot of flock fun today.
So that's great. So today, the focus of our discussion, our talking, is going to be family. And And there we go. on Google Plus for about a year, and I landed in Google Plus taking a Hangout course, and it was set up within the context of a community. So that was a real easy way to both learn about Google Plus and get to know people. But then my whole experience of Google Plus changed when I stepped out of that safe little community. And so during the day today, I would love to have some of our conversation about that, Google Plus communities. But also, I would love to just hear a brief story from each person about your early experiences of connecting with people on Google Plus. And I would love to start with lovely Christine Bowen. And I love Christine because I feel her loving, sparkly presence all the time. And she does a lot helping people nourish and uncover their creative spark. So, Christine, welcome.
Thank you, Elaine. It is so great to be on your Holy Shift show. I love it. I want to make sure you can hear me clearly.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your kind words. We attract who we are, and so I want to return the kudos to you for keeping the Plus filled, there's my F word, my first F word, filled with funny. And so my early experience on Google Plus, I'm an early adopter. I've always been on social media as my outlet since the early 90s, back in the days of AOL. So Google Plus was a natural transition for me. And one of my earliest connections on the Plus, it boils down to two names. Ronnie Bincer, yes, well known for his YouTube and HOA savvy, Hangout savvy, as well as Larry Fournier, who is from Trinidad and Tobago. He's a personal chef. And so they were two of my first connections back into, and yes, I do consider them part of the family.
Yeah, that's nice. Those are well-known people on Google Plus, and they have grown their flocks. We've seen their flocks, just expand and expand and expand. The thing that I love about Google Plus, as we have found like-minded, open-hearted, resonant folks, the spirit here on Google Plus is so collaborative. We find ourselves helping each other, supporting each other, promoting each other. And, it's like, well, I can win, and you can win, and the next person can win, and we can just all have this, radiation of winningness experience happening. Dave Moore, let me say hi to you. Tell me about some of your first experiences on Google Plus and connecting with folks.
Google Plus, right.
Google Plus.
Yeah, my first foray into Google was quite accidental. I'd done the circuit with Google. I got a blog and a lot of email addresses with Google, and I was looking at Twitter, and I found Twitter to be very immediate. But Facebook to me was very much sort of like, here's a photo meeting tonight, and here's a photograph of me on holiday, and and it seemed very random. When I stumbled upon Google itself, I found it to be a little bit more, for want of a phrase, intelligent. It was more. It seemed to be more people looking for answers. Seemed to be more people looking to connect, to find out things, to tell other people things, and then the communities started to happen. And I got connected with a few people who had communities, and I was being promoted in different areas. Some of the things that I wrote were being sent out on Google. And so once I started to investigate that, I realised where it was all coming from. Being a complete technophobe, you know, if I have to have people do things on a computer to allow me to sit it and do something. I could never do really with any authority a hangout where I'm in the interviewer's chair like yours. I've done it, but it's not comfortable with me purely because of the technological side of it. But I find the communities to be really invaluable, where it's a group of people who, through no other reason apart from a common interest, seem to get together and create something that is life-changing to some people. It gives them a voice, and it gives them you know, ears of other people that they can speak to. They can get information back. And so I find Google to be probably the greatest out of all of the social media platforms, because it does so much and you can do so much with it. It's not something I think is constrained by as many laws, rules, or whatever like the others.
Well, there are rules of sorts, you know, about certain things you can't air on recorded Hangouts on air, but there certainly is lots of varied expression and lots of communities. If anybody is new to Google Plus and they go to the community drop-down tab and they just put in a search word, you know, of their hobby or a political interest or something, they're likely to come up with one or many communities kind of focusing on that topic. And a little bit later on, Dave, we might get back to your experience as a community moderator, because there are all kinds of communities on there, and I've seen them both fly and die, given the role that the moderators can take in engaging people. But let me say that for a little later. Rain, tell me about your early experiences on Google Plus, and then we'll probably pop on out. And actually, I'm going to say a shout out to a couple people before I take your comments. Alan Chong just chimed in, and Kristen Drysdale is here. Hello, Kristen. And lovely Margarita Crystal Lotus, I am so glad that you are here with us today. I know you popped in about 5 minutes before broadcast time, just saying you were kind of biting your nails, waiting in anticipation. Crystal Margarita Lotus was here with us with Dave for my debut show, the first F Words show, so I'm so glad that she is here with us. But we have lots and lots others. Virginia Parsons is here, and oh boy, feels like family. I like it. Okay, but back to you, Rain. So when you first came on Google Plus, you know, what were your initial connections with people? Was it within a group or what?
When I very first came on Google Plus, my main focus was video. So my main thing when I got on Google Plus was connecting up and taking Ronnie Bincer's course in Hangout Mastery. And from there, I moved into the user-to-user community, user-to-user live community. There's a great group of people over there that were open to practicing, and just a bunch of us were getting together and doing a lot of practicing at the time. And I think that's how I met you, Elaine. I was having a Space Jam game show, and somehow you popped into it, and we don't know how. We still don't know how, but you ended up in there, and we had a lot of fun. And yeah, so I spent the majority of my time in there learning the ins and outs and all the different types of Hangouts, because there's so many different ways this tool can be used, and so many technical things to kind of learn about. So I really wanted to get that part down. And then in the meantime, Julie Pell from the video marketing community asked if I would like to moderate that community. So I moderate that community. And there's and then the Lights Camera HOA community. I also moderate that one as well. So I was asked to moderate some other communities, but it's a big job moderating a community. It's something that you really want to stay on top of. You want to engage, you want to encourage people to connect within the community, and you're also sort of like the gatekeepers. So you're filtering out spam and doing different things like that. So there's quite a bit to a community, and growing a community and all of that stuff. So it's a lot of fun, and it's been just an amazing journey so far. I've really loved it.
So it occurs to me, Rain, if you're a community moderator, you're kind of like the mama and the papa there of the family, kind of keeping things in line, throwing some things in that might be of stimulus for the family growth. Anyway, so that's the reflection I had. Let me jump on over to Zara. Zara, so what was your getting started on Google Plus like, with connecting with people and growing a sense of family?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Okay, I was on Google Plus from pretty much the beginning. I had some geeky friends who said, yeah, get on Google Plus, and I didn't do much with it. And then last year, the end of February, I got on Google Plus with a new identity and started really exploring. And I think the first week I was there, I was like, what are these HOA things? And I went to the ABCs of Google Plus, which at that time was Sandra Watson and Dennis Deuce. And Sandra, after the show, did a private hangout with me. I was just blown away. I was like totally new, and here's this person welcoming me and saying, this is how you do this and this is how you do that. And also made a connection with Dennis, and who was very helpful in the beginning about doing HOAs and
is that Dennis Deuce you mean, or another Dennis?
Yes.
Deuce.
He a few months later opted out of being part of that show, but that was my original introduction, and they were both really, really helpful. And also I met Phil Boyer and the Rule Breaker. And we just had a lot of simpatico over a lot of things, and we've been friends ever since and support each other in many ways. And also, one more person who popped in right at the beginning was Tim Longwell, who is an artist. And he taught me a lot about commenting, the expansion of actually beginning a conversation with posts, and also about commenting on other people's posts, because I really didn't know how to do that other than, great, looks good, or whatever. And so I really learned how to have conversations on Google Plus. I love Google Plus. I mean, I'm a total convert. And about communities, I've been thinking about starting a community. I haven't focused in yet because I agree with Rain, and other people have told me it is a lot of work. Soon after I joined Google Plus, Luc Jalois contacted me to become a member of A View from the Edge community, and I became a moderator and was on a number of weekly HOAs with that community. And so I learned a lot from Luke and the other people in that community. So I have learned so much in this last few months. It's not a year. It's about 9 months. I've learned so much. And I have to say also that having a regular HOA builds a community as well. And I don't think we've talked about that today, but the Midweek Zap has some really loyal audience members. I mean, they're just there week after week after week. Some of them are here today. Dave is here, and Vivek, and I'm not seeing the stream right now, but a lot of people are there. It's a very lively community. People just get very engaged on the event, and I'm forever grateful to that audience community on the Midweek Zap. It makes the hangout lively, and I really like that.
So Zara, you
Yeah.
have your own Midweek Zap flock, and
I
then,
do.
and then as we, as Hangout hosts bring other Hangout hosts, we do cross pollination. Of course, that's probably not correct. If it were flowers, it would be cross pollination. If it's bird, it's I don't know. We're dropping our other kind of stuff. Our holy chef stuff.
Spreading the pollen from one place to another. That's exactly what it's like, I think. And meeting other hosts and talking to them, and and you become friends. I was having I'm sure she won't mind my saying this. I was having a chat with Mia Voss yesterday, and we were chatting about the show tomorrow. And while we were talking about it, she was getting ready for another show. She had a full day of hosting, and she was putting on her makeup and doing all those things. And I thought, it's just so wonderful to have friends. And when you are live, it's like visiting someone at their home. Do you know what I mean? And they're comfortable enough to just be going on doing what they're doing and having a chat with you. And I think that's an experience that Google Plus offers us, that depth of friendship, and that it isn't all formal, that we can have chats. It isn't like just talking heads or messaging on other platforms, that we really get to have friendly chats, very friendly flock building chats. You know what I mean?
Flock building chats. I want to again shout out to some more of the people that are here that I see, and I'm maybe getting acquainted for them for the first time. But Karen V. Chin is here, and let's see, some other folks. Coach G. Moore. Now, he's been on some shows that I've had before, but I've never had a conversation with a coach. It's like I'd like to have a conversation with a coach sometime soon. And I've never really talked directly to Sally Sue Ember, but she's adding her lovely F words into this. First, world problem today. I may have just lost my somewhat unorthodoxly gained indoor parking spot for the winter. Sigh. Had to move my car just now and missed the first few minutes. Anyway, I was just reading that from the stream rather than putting it up on Comment Tracker. But what I really wanted to do was talk now about my own experience. I have the sun streaming on my face. That's a good thing. Some of you know that I started on Google Plus taking a Hangout Marketing Challenge course. It was within a community, so I got to know other people there and begin practicing some skills and setting up my profile, blah, blah, blah. But after that course was over, I then started going to more Hangouts that other hosts were hosting. And it was my own engagement in comment streams of some other people. Allison Heath hosted a hangout that I was attending once, and when I was commenting there, a couple people noticed my comments and then circled them, started out in conversations with them. And so I would like to remind people who are attending any Hangouts or this one today, click on the profiles of some of the people who are also attending. You might find some great folks to add to your own circles or get to know. Or particularly if they've said something that's interesting or provocative, or if you sense that they just have a vibe that you resonate to. That is one wonderful way of really building your connections, going to Hangouts and connecting with other people through there. Other comments about that? Let me start with Christine.
Yes, I wanted to speak on that because, first of all, I love Google Plus as well. I believe that Google Plus has made it, let me use an F word, helps facilitate our connecting with other people much more so than other platforms. But I'm here to let everybody know that you can actually create family on any platform. The key to it is reaching out and touching people. I believe that as marketers online, generally speaking, we're waiting for others to come and approach us, for others to come and click on our stuff, to comment on our stuff and all of this. But if we adopt a proactive mindset and reach out to people that resonate with us and take the initiative and say, hey, I'd like to connect with you. Let's hang out. And again, Google Plus just facilitates that so well. It's just a click of a button and you're face-to-face with these individuals. More F words. I'm loving these F words, Elaine. Yeah, but you can actually do that on any platform. When I crossed over to G Plus in 2011, video was already it for me. Prior to G Plus, if I came across someone on another platform, especially Twitter, I was extremely active on Twitter, that floated my boat, then we would connect through Skype to video chat. When we move from text-based communication to voice and video communication, we deepen the relationships much, much further, much, much faster, much, much deeper with these individuals. So yes, I totally agree with you, Elaine. Connect, reach out, and touch people.
Yeah, and there really is a difference when we can see people with their voice tones, with their body movements, with their body language. It's a different experience seeing that than also just listening via audio. Not that audio isn't important, and we certainly know as Hangout hosts that, we've been told you can repurpose your stuff. You can take the transcripts and repurpose them. You can take the audio and repurpose them. And they can be wonderfully supportive to the video experience, but for engagement, it can't be beat. Dave, have you been going on more and more Hangouts, and have you found that's a way that you find other people that you think either might fit with the community, so you invite them in, or I don't know. Just tell me a little bit more about your experience that way.
Yeah, I just put a hashtag up on the stream, which was cross-flockeration. Which I thought was, almost like, you've got to be very careful after you've had a couple of gin and tonics. I wouldn't attempt saying it, but the thing that it is like that, because you see a percentage of the same people everywhere. And it's if you're in tune with what it is, that you're all looking for. If you're on one community, you look at what other people, what their communities are. I mean, I get approached by quite a few people a week to join the HPT transformation community, and I'm the owner, and I've got one moderator, but it is time consuming because you have to, I suppose, filter the people coming onto the communities. If there is no commonality between what they do and, if I look at their profile and there's just photographs of them offering, discounts for this and photographs of them holding up fish or sitting on motorbikes or on holiday, you think, well, how is this going to benefit the people on the community? What are they going to get out of it? And also, what is this person going to get out of this community? Is it just joining communities that some people get off on. I've also found that with communities, 90, 80 to, well, really like a Pareto principle, 80% of the comments or posts are done by 20% of the people usually. A lot of people like to belong to them and read. That is fine. But I think as a moderator of a community, you have to have a level or duty of care to your members, or your, as I call them, the belongers of the community, because it's what they get from it. And I'm not interested in the quantity of people. I know that I've been on communities before where they accept everybody. And it's like, oh, I've got 300 people. I've got 2,000 people. You know, that's fine. You know, how many people are actively engaged? And if you keep thinking that 20% of the people are going to populate the community with posts, I prefer the quality over the quantity. I actively seek people out. I look at their history. I look at their content. I look at their websites, and I look at their posts. And if I think I'm going to benefit from having them on board, if the other members of the community are going to benefit, and if they are going to benefit from the members of the community, then we have a match.
Yeah.
I send an email. This is strange. I don't know whether, Rain, you've had this experience. I send emails to people saying, look, I've looked at your website, and I've looked at your Google Plus. I can't see any commonality. I don't see why you would want to. So at this point, I'm sorry, but thank you very much for your interest. I get amazing abuse back, which is, I get emails from people calling me everything, which is fantastic, because I think I like my cigars. But
you're doing something right then, Dave.
Sorry?
You're doing something right.
I should just pull away and just delete that one. But I just think, well, let them know why. You know, otherwise, I'll just keep doing it. It's not personal. It's just practical.
Yeah.
I call that you're just tuning into, you know, what comes in resonance. You know the whole thing about if you have a bunch of grandfather clocks, and you brought them into all the same room, and they were initially starting at different times in their swings. Sooner or later, you would all come into entrainment with each other, and and so to me, there's a vibration, there's a feeling that you notice, whether you're using an intellectual process or just an intuitive process. Sometimes, though, I bet something might not feel quite right, might not look quite right, but you still have a feeling that suggests, there still is something interesting about that person, and you pursue it further, and then you do have the sense that it is worth including this person or getting to know them better.
Normally the email I get back with the abuse actually confirms the reason why I didn't.
So Elaine, I've got a couple of things here. First of all, Dave, you have an admirer. You have an admirer here. Karen Chin is saying, love your accent and your pronunciation of cross-flockeration, Dave. Made me cough up my hot tea.
Well, take a sip again, Karen, and I'll say it. Cross-flockeration.
And we actually have what happening in the comment stream, exactly what you're talking about, Elaine, when you were talking about, and Zara and Christine, what everybody's talking about, we've got that happening right in the comment stream. So Karen is saying hi to Robin Holland and Margarita Crystal, hello back. And then Robin is saying, I know what you mean, Elaine. Once I see folks in the comments, I get curious and look forward to getting to know folks more. And then Margarita is saying, Robin, I'd love to get to know you more. So, and then Margarita's coming back to Robin and saying, sure, that sounds great. So it's a live thing happening right in the comments stream, which is basically, what you were saying, what the kind of organic activity that can happen within the audience as well as on the actual show. So it's really cool that came up.
Yeah, I'm looking at the clock and I'm going, Oh, flock me. I mean, it's like 37 after the hour, and I want this show to go to the whole hour, not just to 45 after the hour. It's gone just too quick.
No, what was it you're saying, Elaine? Have we got to do what the shepherd did and get the flock out of here?
Hey, Rain, we did not talk about this in the green room, but I definitely think we should be putting up an invitation to come into the green, the after party flockaroom, into the flockaroom. For folks that want to come in. And let me hop on over to Zara to just pipe in with anything related to what we've been talking about. Before, I have to get to this place where we have to focus on the finish. Boo-hoo-hoo.
I forgot something really important when I was talking earlier about my early experience on Google+.
Yes.
And that was also in the first week as I was exploring HOAs. Cheryl Deuce said, "Hi, Zara, how are you today?" And, she didn't know me from anybody. I'm brand new. And it was so incredibly welcoming. And I want to encourage everybody to do that when you're in an audience. And we've seen that happening today with new flock generation, and that people are saying, "Hey, I want to get to know you," and stuff. But Google Plus is a place where where being shy doesn't work. And I think that Cheryl's comment that very first week was so welcoming, as if we were great buddies, next door neighbors. It was like I was just like blown away. I was blown away because I had not experienced that on any other platform. Most of the people that I know on Facebook are friends from my life in the San Francisco Bay Area, and that's how we keep in touch with each other. But Google Plus is the place for new friendships and welcoming. And I wanted to also just quickly bring up what Vivek said earlier, because I think it's really important, because Vivek is an engineer. I was invited into Google Plus when it was in its early days and was by invitation only, and that's exactly what happened to me, but didn't do much as I was too busy with lots of other things. But the HOA thing brought lots of uses for me. By the way, I'm an engineer, so for me, everything has to have some value before I can start getting into it fully. But Google Plus allows me to connect with not just people who are in the same field as me, but lots of other people who are from completely different field. And wow, Vivek, that's just so well stated, because I just wanted to follow up on community, because I'm in several communities that have absolutely nothing to do with business or marketing. And I've made some really good friends there. So just following up on what Elaine said earlier, if you have a hobby or an interest, and just kind of search those things out. You can search those things out with keyword searches on Google and find communities. And if you talk about those things and use keywords in your posts, also people are going to come and approach you. So it's a two-way street. That's one of the things I really, really love about Google Plus, is you don't just put it out there and wait. You can go out and connect with people. It's very action-oriented, and all it takes is you reaching out. So it works both ways. That's it.
I agree with you. You mentioned Cheryl Deuce. I had a similar experience with her. earlier in the year. It was just a complete unknown, and she just said hello. It made me then go and look and start looking at profiles. Like, oh,
Right.
who is she? And then
And
before you know it, we had a conversation. We had what we had in common was we both had experience working in healthcare. I was actually leaving bedside nursing. She still works in a hospital, but here she was saying hello, making connections, and it was much later that I got connected with her husband, Dennis Deuce, who does a lot of Hangout production. So, so here we are. It's 2:42 after the hour. and and some of you people know that I'm a holistic nurse, and I teach laughter yoga, and I'm connected with a whole bunch of laughter yoga people all around the world, and I'm just beginning to lure them over here with Hangouts, and so I would like for each one of you to make an appeal to my laughter yogis around the world, because a lot of them are on Facebook, but the experience here is so different. So, and maybe this would be a nice way for each person to also just give a final thought and then an invitation over to the laughter yogis around the world to come on over to Google+. Christine.
Yes, well, time flies when you're having flocking fun. It's so amazing. I just put that in. I had to say flocking at least once on this show. Now it's twice. This was an amazing experience. Anyway, thank you so much for having me. Final thoughts. I don't think there's much more to be said. A quote that comes to mind is a selfie quote. Is if you realize the impact that building relationships have on your business, you will make building relationships your business. The profit margins, the bottom line, the money at the end of the road is exactly that. It's a result of the connections. And Google Plus is a platform, as you've heard throughout this entire conversation and in the comment stream, it just facilitates this familial friendship type of environment. It's already here. So it's an experience. I don't think there's much I can say, but you need to experience it. So if you're wondering about this platform, if you have that little pit in your stomach, this is the place to be.
And Christine, I know your lower third went away, but for people that would like to find you again to reconnect, can you share your website or
Sure.
or your G Plus profile name or ID?
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity. The Google Plus gremlins are here with us, so I don't know what happened to my lower third. My website is simple, ChristineLBowen.com. My full name.com, Christine L. Bowen, and you can find me on the plus at plus Christine L. Bowen.
Beautiful. Okay, Dave Moore. Final thoughts? A welcoming over to laughter and funny folk around the world, and where also we can find you.
Well, you can find me on Twitter as Moore Consortium, on Google. If you just put in Dave Moore, you can find me. My website is moreconsortium.com, and I am the owner of the HPT Transformation Community. Come and take a look at that, and you'll see a lot of people that you see here on there making transformational change for everybody else. And yeah, I'd invite everybody over to watch the Holy Shift show. Also to do a bit of laughter yoga with you, Elaine. It's not something that I think I could probably do two things at once like that. I'll probably be scared to laugh. But yeah, I think laughter is the be all and end all of everything. I think if you're enjoying what you're doing, you'll do more of it. and also if you're enjoying what you're doing, you'll learn more. It's a learning experience, and laughter makes the world go round. And so go round to Elaine's websites and her laughter yoga.
Okay, and now I want to weave on over to Rain Null. Rain, how can people find you? Last thoughts, and while Dave was inviting people to come laugh with me, and I will have more laughter hangouts coming up, I was actually saying, how can, you know, for those who I might send this replay to in the laughter yoga community, the laughter yoga leaders, the laughter teachers, you know, I want to lure them over. So welcome them in. Welcome them in.
And I'm really looking forward to more laughter yoga hangouts, Elaine. That was the first one I did with you, where we were doing the exercises. That was just so fun, and it was really interesting. It was really interesting to learn the different techniques and just to get back into the groove of laughing for no reason, because a lot of times we don't really laugh for no reason, and there's quite a bit to be happy about. And I think Jeremy Murphy sums it up nicely where he says friends plus family equals fun. So yeah, basically it's based on your interests, whatever you're interested in, be it, you know, photography or art or poetry or a genre of books, whatever it possibly could be. You probably are going to find a community for it here on G+. And I would recommend, you know, some different communities, because a lot of times you'll watch an HOA, or you'll recognize someone who has some expertise somewhere, and even engaging with them or talking with them a little bit to get to know them more. And it's amazing how 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, a day later, an opportunity will arise where you'll run across somebody who can benefit from that information that individual provides, or knowledge that they have, because we all can't know it all. So, and when that type of thing happens organically, it's fantastic. It's just absolutely fantastic, and people learn and grow together, and all kinds of great stuff can happen. So, looking forward to the next Holy Ship show.
Thank you. And so Rain helps out with production and production assistance on a variety of different shows. Melanie Halls, would you like to mention those, because that's where people can see you?
Yeah, Melanie Hall's Lights Camera HOA show is on Mondays, and that was the very first HOA I was on. I was petrified to be behind the camera and be on camera.
Yes.
So
Is there another one? Is there another one?
I've been on David Leopold's Dreaming with Entrepreneurs, Small Biz David. He's fantastic. And I've also, within the user-to-user group, user-to-user live group, there's Andrew and Michael moderate that community, and Michael has a game show every Friday night and every Sunday night. And that's a lot of fun as well. They're fun to watch, and they're very open. If you want to be on one and have some fun, they're very open to that too. So
that's great.
It's a lot of fun to add. You're welcome.
Okay, Zara.
Okay.
Some final thoughts, reflections, and how can people get in touch with you and enjoy what you have to offer?
Final thoughts. Boy, enjoy life and spread that joy on Google+. No, it's a J word, not an F word, but joy.
That'll do.
And people can find me here on Google+. Just, Google my name and Actation Now. And my website is actationnow.com. And, of course, love to see you on the Midweek Zap, Wednesdays at noon Pacific Time and 3 p.m. Eastern time, and I've forgotten the British time. I think it's 8 p.m. Is that right, Dave? Anyway, enjoy, engage, and talk. Be real.
Thank you so much. Okay, Rain, I'm the host. I get to make the rules. We're running over today, and it's okay. For anyone who does want to come into the flock room, the post-show flock room, I'm going to ask Rain to put that up in the comment stream now. And I would like to thank, there have been lots of engagers. We didn't read half of the comments that were on here, but I would invite any people who are watching this either live or replay, continue the engagement in the comment stream. For those of us who have been panelists and me as the host, I'll be going back in there. If you want to share ideas for future shows that we'll do or topics to focus on, please write them down. We would love to hear from you, the flock, what would be most meaningful and fun for you to continue exploring in this particular form. And with that, I'd like to say I am most grateful for this opportunity to use this free as a host. I'll be going back in there. If you
I posted the green room invitation.
Oh, okay. Well,
No, thank
Kendall
God
here.
for that, because I thought that noise was just in my head.
Okay, so I'm going to ask everybody to just mute your mics while I finish saying farewell to the flocks. Hey, you know what? I would love for you to all become flockaholics and just, come this way and share invitations. And for other hangout shows that you go to and, posts that you read and blogs that you enjoy, share them. Sharing is caring, as they say. And together, we're going to get our resonant vibes together and wake up this world to more fun. You can find me at Google, let's see. Well, you can find me on Google+. And you can always hashtag Holy Shift Show, and if you put that in, you'll probably, come up with recent posts or the links to our Holy Shift Show events. And I have a website, yeslaugh.com. It's a work in progress, as I shift my clarity on who and how I want to be serving the world. But there is lots of information there about laughter yoga, so you are welcome to visit there. And I'm going to sign on off now, and I see we are going to have a fun after party. So long. There will be no Holy Shift Show next Tuesday of Thanksgiving week. We're going to let everybody, have, especially in the U.S., a chance to prepare for holiday and family festivities, and then we'll see you the week after that. So let's all wave and say, so long, flockers. Bye-bye.